What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Spurs Hangout Spot, where we talk about everything San Antonio Spurs basketball, from news, rumors, opinions, and more. So let's get into it. All right, so as we all know, I want Giannis real bad. And I've been noticing in the comments, people asking, well, how do you think Giannis is going to fit with the team? What kind of fit would that be? Luckily, I'm here to explain my thought process and why I think we should really push for Giannis and why I think he's the perfect fit. Before I get started with this, I want to say I would try my absolute hardest to keep Castle in this deal. If I can get rid of this second overall pick with the number 14 pick, a couple of players, a couple of future first picks, a couple of second rounds, and keep Castle, again, that's what I'm trying to do. That's my first priority, is to keep Castle and let them have whatever they kind of want to have. That's reasonable, right? With that being said, if I can keep Castle and get Giannis, I'm running the lineup with Fox, Castle, Champ at the 3 for his shooting. I have Giannis and then Wemby at the 5. Now tell me that it's not a championship ready team. That is a deadly combo. Now, here's my thought process with the offense and, more importantly, the defense, what I'm seeing. We all know Giannis isn't the best shooter from outside. And in order to make this work, you got to have a big who can shoot, a la Wemby, who is similar to what Giannis had with Brook Lopez. So my whole thought process for the offense is, if you have Giannis doing his thing, we all know how he gets to the rim. If you have Wemby outside, and we all know Wemby loves the three-point line, he hasn't quite developed the post game. I think it was rumors that he's working with Olajuwon. But just imagine Giannis attacking the rim. You got to slide a big over, and now that opens up a bunch of shots for Wemby. So that's the fit that I'm seeing if Giannis was on the squad. Or say you want to get some post play. That play that Wemby used to run with Collins, that baseline pick. You have Giannis coming from the baseline with the post up, and then you have Wemby popping up at the free throw line, since he's a better jump shooter, if you want to go in the post and get some points that way. It's just so many variables you can play with when you got another player like Giannis on the team. Or you could spread it out. Have Fox drive, have Castle drive, have Giannis in the dunking spot. So now, when they drive and put pressure on the rim, you got Giannis right there for an easy dunk, an easy alley. All while kind of keeping Wemby out on the perimeter, where he seems like he's more comfortable with being. He enjoys being the most. But he has the jump shot to be out there. And I'm thinking his threes are, only going to get better this year. Hopefully, it seems like he's been working on it. But that's the thing that I'm seeing. Like, I'm not seeing why people are saying that Giannis wouldn't be a great fit. There's so many options you could run when you have him in the lineup. And also with that, when it's time for one of those guys to go out, you still got a big man in the game. So we all saw Wemby was getting kind of, I noticed a couple of games he was getting blowed quick. So if you pull him out, you still got a Giannis in the game while Wemby is getting the rest. Now you got who I really like. I'm in love with Sohan's game. And you bring him in, that's a quality backup player that you have coming in, while Wemby or Giannis is getting the rest. And I think Sohan just has that grit that our team doesn't have. He's the only one he's that troublemaker. So I definitely think he's needed on the squad. So that gets back to my point. This is just a well put together team when you add Giannis. Now, my most important thing that I'm interested in with this lineup is the defense. Can you imagine Fox, Castle, Wemby, and Giannis closing out a game? Can you imagine what kind of defense that is? Can you imagine how hard it'll be for the opponents to score? This is like the main reason why I want the Spurs to push for Giannis. Like, I'll trade that number 2 pick instantly, because it just seems like the perfect fit. And no, this is not a built forever team. This is something that you're probably going to have together for 4 or 5 years. See if you can get 2 rings out of it, and then go from there. As long as you have Wemby as your centerpiece, and if you can keep Castle, you still got two young studs growing together. So at some point, you're gonna have to go ahead and get rid of Giannis or Fox, but you still got those two pieces together as your core, and then you just bring in people here and there. But saying that we shouldn't go after Giannis in his prime to pair with Wemby and Castle and Fox to see if you can get a couple of rings out of this, like it makes perfect sense to me. And so you got the shooting with Champ at the 3, and if we can keep Barnes, you got more shooting. Now, if we can't keep Castle, I prefer to keep him. But if we can't keep Castle, I would run Fox, Champ at the 2, Harrison Barnes at the 3, Giannis, and Wemby. And that's still a deadly lineup. The spacing becomes much better because Wemby can shoot it, Harrison can shoot it, and Champ can shoot it. So now you got Fox out there who can easily break down the defense and get to the hole and dump off the Giannis or kick out for the 3. Like, bringing Giannis in will open up so much for the offense. At the same time, it's that perfect mix of experience with youth. You got Wemby there learning from one of the best bigs in the game right now. And he'll get to be around Giannis and battle him in practice and learn more for like 3-4 years, until it's time to break that team up. Think about it. We in the West, OKC when they got, what's his name? Hartenstein to battle Jokic. That's 2 bigs. I know Denver is going to go and find Jokic a big because he need help under the paint. So you're going to have that coming. In the East, you got New York when they got Cat. The Wolves when they got Brando to pair with Gobert and Ant. Like, we need size. We saw how much Wemby got beat up and punished last year trying to, bang with these bigs all game. And then when we brought Collins in, it was a drop-off or a basket. Like, those guys couldn't do nothing. Like, we really need bigs in these positions. And our defense fell off so bad when Wemby goes out the game. So now if Wemby goes out the game, you still got a big there in Giannis who can hold it down, bring Sohan in off the bench, and you still got quality defense out there. And vice versa, if you sit Wemby down for a little bit, sitting Giannis down for a little bit, you still got Wemby out there. Like, it just makes so much sense. It's the setup is so perfect to me, And again, no, this is not a team that you're going to have together for a decade. And yes, the money probably is going to get tight after 3 or 4 years of them being together. But you're just in this to try to get some rings out of it. And as long as you got your core and Wemby together with Castle, that's okay because you still got your core. You still got your youth that you can continue to build around after you let Giannis go, after you let Fox go. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's the perfect fit. From the offense side to the defensive side, like, it just makes sense. So, to me, Giannis is the perfect fit. If we can't get Giannis, I think we should either go for another player or trade down and really try to find pieces for this team that we need. Because, again, we saw how much Wemby got beat up last year. We saw how he needed help in the paint. We saw how we needed rebounding and outside shooting. And all last season we were saying, yeah, we need this stuff. Now all of a sudden we just kind of like glossing over it like it's not a big need. And no, I do not want the Spurs to be cheap and go get a fill-in who's not that great. We really need these other teams that you see in the finals. These teams went and spent money. The Knicks went and spent money on Cat. The Wolves went and spent money on Randall. Pacers went and got Siakam. Like, you got to spend money. These players cost for a reason because they help you get to your ultimate goal. So that's all. I just want to see the Spurs stop being cheap and building through the draft with young players that hasn't worked in 10 years since we won in 2014, and really start putting some talent out there that's going to get us over the hill and get us competing again, truly competing again. So that's my thought on it. Of course, again, I could be wrong. Hey, man, listen, we're all just guessing at the end of the day. We're all just giving our opinions. So let me know what you think about it. Am I wrong? You still can't see the visual I gave you. Let me know. And until the next one, go Spurs.